Ladies and gents, I am joined this morning by a very excited, none other than Mr. Adam Parry. Good morning, Adam. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right, Simon. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Really good to have you here. Now, Adam has actually been here since Sunday this week, setting up. There's a lot of action buzzing on in the background. Adam, how's it been actually being on site, back in the room, building exhibition stands? What's the journey been like for you this week?
It's been really good. I can't tell you, 2 years it's been since 2019, which was our last in-person event, and it feels really good to be back on site, physically building an event. Yes, virtual and hybrid is the way forward. Virtual's got its place, but there's nothing like that feeling of, seeing everything come together, the exhibitors coming on board, people putting their stands up, the finishing touches of the partners coming together. It's amazing.
Cool. And how have all the other exhibitors been, and the team sort of working behind the scenes? Like, how have they been? Have they been excited to be back on site with you? And how has it been just sort of being surrounded by your colleagues I'm sure you've worked with for many years before as well?
Yeah, there's a lot of companies here, a lot of exhibitors that have been at Event Tech Live for 6, 7, 8 years with us, and I think they're as excited to be back at the Event Tech event for the calendar. It's a good horizon into next year, a good restart to lots of physical events coming back, so there's lots of discussions already happening on the show floor, even the show's been open a short period of time. And for me it's exciting because we've got a lot of new technology actually going off at the show ourselves. We've got new partners, new things happening, new ways to power the visitor and exhibitor experience. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that all plays out over the next 2 days as well.
And the show actually opened, we started letting people in probably half an hour ago now, thereabouts. There's people milling around in the background just off camera, you can't see them. How does this first moment feel to be actually back in person? And like you say, it's been a long time coming. And I know, I've been listening to your podcast, and when people say they have missed live events, this man right here has really, really missed live events. He touched on it a lot. How does this moment feel for you?
A little surreal, if I'm honest. We've had 2 years of virtual events. We did an Event Tech Live virtual in 2020. We did a new launch, which was an Event Tech Live US and Canada, purely virtual. And having not had the opportunity to organise a physical event, you kind of get a little bit rusty, I think. It's taken a few days for me to get back into the swing of things. But, the doors have opened now. It's like it's never like we've had a missed year or anything like that.
Absolutely. And what are the sort of main things you're looking forward to for, obviously, the next 2 days in person? I know we've got different stages going on, so there's ways people, from an audience perspective, they can tailor their experience. But have you got any highlights in particular that you're looking forward to? Yeah,
I think we've got great panel sessions on the main stage. There's lots of great speakers, organisers, suppliers, all coming together to kind of share everything that they've learned over the last 2 years, and also their vision of what's coming in this space. We've seen a massive adoption of technology over the last 2 years. I think there's even more interest now around what it can do. And what I'm looking forward to seeing personally for me, going back to those new technologies that we're using on site, I'm looking forward to showing everybody what those technologies can do. So that's like audience tracking, engagement, interaction, lead capture and ROI. That's ultimately what we are here for over the next 2 days, is for these companies to engage with buyers, get leads, turn that into business going forward, and we're powering that with some brand new technology across the show. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that will be an amazing experience for everybody and for the visitor as well, in the way that they receive that information post-show.
Fantastic. And I say it's really, really exciting, like you say, adopting all these new technologies, meeting the new suppliers, and taking all these sort of new technologies and changes on board that we've had over the past few years. Just for people who've never actually visited Event Tech Live, either in person or virtually before, we've gone potentially a little bit more global this year because of the hybrid audience. What would you say to people about why they should actually come to the show and get involved with Event Tech Live?
So I think one of the main things is because of the nature of Event Tech Live, it is a technology show. We have some of the latest and greatest technology powering our event. So I think if you're looking at what can be done at your event, then this is a great example to come and watch live and see it in action, see the lead capture, see the event app, see the networking, see the platform, see the headsets, see the guys behind the screen that are doing all of this stuff now, live streaming. The world is a lot smaller now through the ability for people to join virtually and network online and join roundtables and get involved in discussions. But coming to this event specifically, I think it's a great way to see what can be done with technology for an event. And I think the other thing I would say to that is, software is inherently, it's hidden behind demos and websites and things like that. This is a great opportunity to meet some of those companies and meet the individuals, meet the people that are your partners in powering your event, whether that's Eventshare, Cvent, Eventry, just to name a few. Come and meet those teams, because I don't think people often get to meet the teams and the people that are supporting their events behind the scenes. So I think it's a great opportunity to reconnect. And obviously, just with other industry professionals and attendees, what better place to come and have a coffee, reconnect at a live event, and look forward to next year.
And that's it, I think, like you say, having a coffee is one of the most basic, catch up, let's have a brew together, let's, get together, really build those relationships and get to know people, ask all the questions you want to know, and you can have a real in-depth discussion. I know you sort of mentioned that, virtually and online for the past couple of years, it has just been demo. Well, this is the place where you can actually come meet those people and get a full understanding and satisfy your event needs. Now, what's the sort of next 48 hours actually going to look like for you yourself? Are you going to be mingling around the stores? Just from an event organizer and running this kind of show, what's the next 48 hours going to look like for you?
Hopefully very relaxed. The hard work's ultimately been done now, putting the show together, opening the doors, getting everything ready for attendees and exhibitors. Our team now, helping with support and questions and things like that. That just naturally happens through the next 48 hours. I'm really looking forward to this evening, though. We're hosting the Event Technology Awards in this venue tonight, which is a change from what we've done in previous years. So we've taken the opportunity to mix the format up. So at 5 o'clock, when the doors close to attendees, exhibitors, finalists, sponsors, and a few VIPs and things will be invited into our purple zone to enjoy the awards ceremony and see who has actually taken the awards away with them this evening. And anybody that's watching at home can actually tune into that at 5 to 6 o'clock and actually watch from anywhere in the world as well. So really looking forward to having a ceremony and maybe a few cheeky beers and having a network with all the finalists and the exhibitors as well.
There we go, a few cheeky beers, ladies and gents. Don't get any better than that for a bit of networking, does it? That'll be later on this evening. But just in terms of, the hybrid sort of style we've done this year, do you see that continuing as a format for future years? Yeah. Or do you think this is just a short-term thing? What are your thoughts on that moving forward for future Event Tech Live?
I think it's here to stay. I have to admit, there's Mr. Belcher, Richard Belcher, that's behind the cameras powering this session here. He's been encouraging me for years to use the power of live streaming to connect up with a larger, wider audience, make it more accessible, more inclusive. And I think if I'm honest, just like many people, there's a fear around audience kind of cannibalization. If somebody can get it at home, they're not going to turn up. And while I believe there's a small amount of truth in that, I think the world has changed now. People are working remotely. Sometimes it's not as accessible to come to the physical event. But by making it available online, that's almost a massive element of the show marketing for next year. There is a massive fear of missing out, like what's happening in the aisles, what's happening in networking, what am I missing on the show floor? But until somebody sees it and looks at the content and realizes there's values there, it's really hard for them to make that decision, maybe to come from America or Canada or further afield. So I think it's here to stay.
Fantastic. And if somebody is on the fence, they actually think, we could get there tomorrow, maybe they can't get here today, but if they are thinking of coming to the live day so tomorrow, what would you say to them if they're on the fence at the minute? Should I go? Should I just watch it virtually? What would be your sort of thoughts at the moment?
In that situation, the only thing I can say is there a good reason not to? I think coming to the show gives you the ability to look at a huge range of technologies, companies that have been around for 10, 15 years, brand new startups. We've got a tech therapy lounge, which is full of, I think, about 10 companies from all around the world that probably has never featured at a UK show ever before. So I think it's a really good opportunity to come and take a look at what you're currently doing in terms of your technology and make great decisions going into your future events about what's going to be powering that from that side of things.
tech therapy zone.
Tech
That
therapy.
sounds amazing. So I will actually be wandering around the show a little bit later on. We've seen some of the exhibitor areas. We'll be showing you potentially what the tech therapy lounge looks like, so you do get a bit of a flavour. As I say, if you do want to join us later on today or tomorrow, or indeed in future years, really, really exciting stuff. So as I say, just looking around at some of the exhibitions that we have got, I'm assuming you've had a look around. Is there anything that's sort of blown you away so far, or new sort of things that you might just go, you need to come and see this today? Or are you sort of withholding judgment until the show gets going?
So one of the things that you can't do online is get involved in some of the more experiential technology, the experiences that people are building. So we've got some great companies. There's a company called Cream VX that have some fantastic technology on their stand which will allow you to sell sponsorship against it, give a great attendee experience. Another shout out would be to a company called Nuna. They do an amazing experience zone with lots of engagement technology. They work with some really high profile brands, blue chip names that you would recognize on the high street, powering their experiences. So that's a great, you can get interactive with that, you can get involved, you can check it out. I think one of the other technologies for anybody in the kind of the trade show, exhibition market, or anybody that's, providing an event that ultimately provides leads to their exhibitors and sponsors. Conduco, one of our major partners this year in connection with Clay Events, are powering a contactless way of collecting information and leads from from exhibitors, and for exhibitors collecting leads. That has been one of the things that we've seen as a really key part of our event over the years in terms of providing value to exhibitors. So that's a great experience as well. If I'm honest, there's so many. We've got 80 physical exhibitors, 30 online. In terms of the stand build, I mean, I've been blown away by what the level that some people have gone to in terms of creating environments where people can sit down and chill with them and engage with them and talk to them. But I'm not going to say too much. They'll have to come down to the show, Simon, and have a look.
We can't give it all away, can we? We can't give away all the secrets. Just in terms of, obviously, putting this together, we've had a massive team of people here this week. I've had the luxury of hosting everything online. I've not done any of the physical labour, but I know there's a lot of people, that's helped you to bring everything together. Do you want to say, obviously, I know we touched on it on Monday when we said hello. I'm sure there's a lot of people you want to say thank you to for helping make this an actual reality today.
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you to my team. My team have worked tirelessly on helping to produce our event, and everybody has their role. And I think it goes without saying that without our partners that are powering our show, and we have a lot, there are many, Conduco, firstsight.media, Clay, Grip, the list goes on. Yourself, Simon, for coming and helping us across the entire week. Without our partners, the event wouldn't be what it is. So I think a testament to them and what they do for us and what they do for the attendees as well. It's amazing.
Brilliant. Now, it's been an absolute pleasure to be part of such an amazing show. We've had so many fantastic speakers this week, and Adam, you might not have had a chance to see them all, but as I say, when we do catch up on demand with all our speakers this week, I'm sure you'll see we've had people from all over the globe, which, as Adam touched on earlier, this hybrid model, it just brings in the opportunity to get such fantastic speakers and content. I know a lot of you have been interacting from home in the chat as well. Hope you have enjoyed the format. I say it'll be cracking if you can come and join us either today or tomorrow here. I know Adam is a busy man, and I know as I say, he's hoping for a nice, relaxed couple of days, but I know there's a lot to go on. We are going to be starting off on the main stage in a few minutes' time. What we're going to do, though, is just going to have a short ad break. You can learn more about who's going to be at the show. But I'd say if you do want to come down, it will be absolutely fantastic to see you. Adam, just before we go, have you got any final words for our lovely audience joining us at home?
Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy it online, and if you can join us, come and say hello on the show floor.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for Adam Parry to join us there.